Three queens, no cap, no stall. Step aside, here come the log tail dolls. Beans on deck, I bring the spice. Slick talk, sharp tone, never play nice. Timeline tight, I write the fight. Feeding on clout day and night. Name sweet tea, sugar and fire. Draw so sweet, but I'll raise it higher. Boots click loud, grace and grit. Bless your heart, but don't throw a fit. Flame red pigtails, twist and tease. Drama queen, I do it with ease. Snap like thunder, I light the scene. Cute chaos, call me the meme. We the log cow dolls, top of the thread. Drag with style, every post gets read. Bean sweet tea, pigtails on call. Spilling truth, no fear, we ball. Feeding frenzies, fire and flare. We flip your feed, we're everywhere. Bold and bad, sweet with sting. 3 doll names, 1 royal ring. We the log cow dolls, top of the thread. Drag with style, every post gets read. Bean sweet tea, pigtails on call. Spilling truth, no fear, we ball. Feeding frenzies, fire and flare. We flip your feed, we're everywhere. Bold and bad, sweet with sting. 3 doll names, 1 royal ring. We the log cow dolls, top of the thread. Drag with style, every post gets read. Bean sweet tea, pigtails on call. Spilling truth, no fear, we ball. Log cow dolls, lace and steel. Telling tales, keeping it real. Log cow dolls, full reveal. Internet shook, we the deal. Los cows, dolls, dolls. Los and still. Telling tales, keeping it real. Log cow dolls, full reveal. Internet shook, we the deal. Love dolls, dolls.
Welcome all of our Barbie brats and bros. Welcome to Lol Cow Dolls. Today we have Zoomers talking about boomers, or in other words, we're going to have Sweet Tea and Pigtails talking about their grandma stories. I saw that a lot of people had a lot of interest, especially with Sweet Tea. It seems like she had a pretty crazy family as well as Pigtails. So let's meet up with the girls and let's see what they have to say about their crazy Grammys. Hello, ladies. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Would
How
it
are
be
you?
being boozled?
Being
Hello, sweet.
boozled.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Pigtails.
I'm good.
You feeling good today?
Yeah, I'm feeling great today. I had a great Father's Day. How about you guys?
Yeah, Father's Day. My dad, I'm not really close to him, but I did send him a text message. I did call him, you know, even if we're not close, I can still have some sort of relationship and just say, hey, happy Father's Day. I'm here because of you.
Yeah.
That's basically it for my Father's Day. Well, I basically celebrated with my mom because she was both the mom and dad in this case. We went to the beach and we went to go see the sunset, and it was really nice. The water was actually pretty warm nowadays.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Oh yeah.
What did you guys do?
I just cooked enchiladas, hung out with my dad, had an amazing time. My Nana threw up all over my shoes. You know, the usual.
Okay, so we're starting off the Nana story. We're definitely gonna have to hear why she threw up. But you, Sweet Tea?
I went and bought my dad some frozen crab legs, and we made them together.
Oh, hell yeah,
We used
fancy.
to live in like the Northeast, like on the coast, kinda. So we could get crab legs all the time when I was a kid. But so I thought he'd like that. 'Cause you can't get them much where I'm at here, unless you get the frozen kind. And they're
Okay.
expensive. But
Do you like crab legs? Because there's some people that think it's too much work for very little food.
oh, I love them. I absolutely love them. That's probably one of my favorite foods ever. I don't know if it's just because I grew up with them or what.
Yeah. For example, my mom loves seafood. She loves crab legs. And usually what we do is we go to the Chinese buffet every once in a while. That's like her favorite place. She does. This is exactly what my mom does whenever we go to a buffet. She'll go to like the hibachi area. She'll like make her plate, give it to the guy. And usually that takes a couple minutes. So while that's cooking, she goes over to the seafood section and she just makes like a mountain of seafood, crab legs, shrimp, just everything you can imagine. She takes that to the table. She gets her other food, and then she has both plates in front of her and she just chows down. And then she has like one empty plate to put all of like the junk, like the remnants and stuff.
Shells.
Yeah, exactly. So my mom, she loves seafood and she loves crab legs. Grim, however, whenever we were together, he would hate seafood. He would hate crab legs because he said it was just too much work for him. Like he just wants to start eating. Yeah, I think it makes it like more, I don't know, you appreciate it more whenever you have to work for your food.
Yeah.
That's why
that definitely contributes to it, I think, too.
We never, ever, ever went to like hot pot or anything like that or Korean barbecue because you have to like do it yourself. He said that's too much work. If I want to go to a restaurant or I want to do something, I want to like immediately eat. I don't want to sit there and like start cooking the food. Like I'm paying you to cook the food for me. Like that type of thing. I always thought it was fun though. I think it would be like a great experience to go to hot pot or like Korean barbecue at least like once in my life.
Yeah, whenever CD-ROM came on here, asked him what kind of date you would want to go on, and he mentioned Korean barbecue. I said, if she wants to go on that one, I knew immediately because I would want to go there too.
Yeah, it seems like a new experience. Oh shit!
I've never eaten in any place like that, and actually, I've never had any seafood, to be honest.
Really? Why?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like I think because in our family we just kind of stay with like cook the same things, but nothing seafood. My family's not really into seafood like that, so I've never eaten anything seafood.
Shrimp,
would you want to
fish?
try it one day?
You've never had fish?
No, never had fish. No, I mean trying it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that because it seems like it'd be a fun experience to try something new. But I've never, like I said, I've never done it before, so it would definitely be a new experience.
Big Benny Steve says, Sweet Tea is like 28. She is not a Zoomer. Technically, I'm a millennial.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are technically something else, but I needed something that rhymed. I needed something that caught people's attention because apparently I couldn't think of a title at all. And the previous one that I had was just not good and it didn't have emojis. Then it didn't really catch anybody's eye. So I had to redo that. Now it's okay, I guess. Yeah, like we said, coming up with titles and coming up with thumbnails and doing the content all by yourself is not easy. That's why everybody in the LCU is so, I don't want to say pissed off, but we're a little peeved that Becky acts the way that she acts because like, I'm mentally burnt out. I have to think of all this stuff and then also stream and also have to do like a million other things. And then Becky, all she has to do is like read show notes and all she has to do is show up. So the fact that you act like you're doing so much work is ridiculous.
And just seems like typical Becky shit to say that.
Typical?
And act like everything she does is just amazing and that, she does all the work.
Exactly.
I was wanting to bring up Becky, and she hasn't done a stream or nothing yet. I thought that was weird. If she was wanting to leave and like get more viewers and all that stuff to her channel, you think she would have done it immediately after. Like her waiting like this is only going to mess her up because she won't be getting those live people that are there for the drama.
Well, I'm glad that we stumbled upon this topic of Becky because I saw a clip that was not given to us, but I saw it in main chat, I believe from Scott himself. And this is Becky's backup plan if she was ever to leave the LCU. And I don't remember when this was from exactly. Yeah. Honestly.
I have to suck dick for a living. I'll go be a whore and make real money at it.
You spread for bread.
Rostov,
One more time for the people in the back.
I have to suck dick for a living. I'll go be a whore and make real money at it.
You already were a whore, Becky.
Rostov,
Exactly. Remember when she said she was going to Texas for like a family member or something, and she was actually meeting up with some dude? So even when you were not out of the LCU, you were still being a whore. So I don't get what this backup plan is about. It's your current plan. But Becky, if you
God.
don't know, if you weren't up to date with the drama that happened over the weekend, Becky and Roxy are no longer in the LCU. But I think that they have to do an apology video in order to come back.
I don't know about Roxy anymore because she had streamed after Keemstar said what she needs to do to come back, so I don't know if it's changed now or not.
Okay. Since I still have access to the YouTube studios, I can probably look at the latest stream and look at the comments, and we can read a couple. Yay!
On Roxy's comment?
Yeah, I Roxy's. I can still log into the YouTube studios for Milkers and just read a couple of comments on their latest video.
Oh,
So
wow.
the
I mean,
latest,
hopefully they don't come back. But honestly, they're like cockroaches, so they'll find their way back.
so they still only have that Keemstar video up. There were people saying that this was really at the breaking point during that camp. Somebody said, "Thank you for this stream because I missed like 2 days and everyone is gone. LOL, I'm going to keep my membership canceled until both shows get some direction." People are saying that Mike is the reason that Queens and Milkers suck. If he's doing all the work, honestly.
Yeah.
That just seems like Becky fans. Becky fans doing that, Snips.
Becky has been one of the people who have been replying to a lot of comments over the weekend. And I know that because my phone was just freaking blowing up about Becky.
I knew she would do that because she did that the last time she quit too.
For real. But she says, wow, a whole stream of Keem while on vacation talking about me and on a weekend to boot. I'm flattered. She is something. She is
A
something.
narcissist, that's, just Becky doing Becky, same old shit, different day.
Narcissists
Narcissistic.
make the best entertainer, so
I mean, that's why she was entertaining for so long, isn't it?
yeah. I was.
I mean, if you find shaking your ass and doing the same routine over and over, entertaining, yeah, and screaming like a banshee,
I was.
then yeah, I guess it's
say
entertaining.
that I give just like I think Keemstar. I mean, everybody knows that she's like actually got some kind of mental illness. So I like try to cut her a little bit of slack because I see like a certain thing she does, and I'm like, oh shit, I feel bad for her. I hope that she's all right.
I mean, feeling bad for her is kind of hard, being that she weaponizes using that mental illness. So that's just kind of, to me, I'm not going to feel bad for her.
Does she?
That's what it seems like. She's weaponizing it. Isn't that what she was telling Keem? Is that, oh, you're laughing at me, you're laughing at my dead uncle, and you know what I mean?
I was gonna tell Keem, I was gonna say, quit cracking wise about all these dead uncles, and you won't have so much problems.
Ooh. So
I know he didn't do it, but because I was trying to think, like, there's no Boogie was making jokes about uncles yesterday, but I seriously doubt Keemstar would have done it.
I like how everybody's talking about how she took Ozempic.
Did she?
Apparently she talked about taking Ozempic. Buff Weeb says, I think I remember her saying she takes it. Then somebody else said, no way she's taking Ozempic, bro. JV, hi. I'm just sick of seeing and hearing her. Of course, Grecky. And then we have Split Fries Media asking for their daily dose of attention. Hello, Split Fries Media. You always have some paragraphs to say in the comment section. Other than that, what were we supposed to talk about today? Oh yeah, grandmas. You said that your grandma threw up all over your shoes yesterday or something?
She did. She hit the wine pretty hard, and then ended up throwing up everywhere, as usual.
Wine drunk.
That's just what happens in our house.
I've never met a true
Norm.
wine drunk.
No? Well, then you'd
No.
love to meet my Nana.
I thought your Nana would be more like a, I don't know, like a beer type lady or like hard liquor.
Oh, she is. That's her light drink. That's like a soda to her.
My
Okay.
grandma thought alcohol was the devil, so
She has a stash of Night Train literally hidden under her bed all the time.
A what?
What's
Night
that?
Train. Hard liquor.
Under her bed? You telling me that your Nana
Well,
wakes
most
up at
people-
like 3 a.m., just like cracks that open, takes a swig, and goes back to sleep?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's old as fuck. It's old as hell, mind you.
Well, that just makes it better, right?
I guess so. To my Nana, it's great.
It's like
So-
aged.
Telling about your story, your Nana is still alive. Sweet Tea, is your Nana still alive, or are these like just reminiscing stories?
The one I was talking about with the 6 kids, she's dead, but my father's mother's still alive.
Are you close with your father's mother, or were you close to the other one?
I'm named after my father's mother, but
Oh,
I was more close to the other one.
okay.
Wow.
So, for people that didn't see that episode, what were we talking about whenever you were talking about that one? You said that she had 6 kids, like, what?
Yeah. Okay, well, her parents, I think she had like 4 siblings, and she was a wild one. She got pregnant with my mom, I think, when she was like 21, but she had a kid before my mom that died, and then she just kept popping them out, and she had like really weird, what's it called when you're like scared of something?
Like a
For
phobia?
no reason. I guess. She had a real phobia of keeping the fathers around for those kids, and she always tried to like instill it into all her children to like, if you get pregnant, don't even stay with the father, just stay with us, kind of thing.
Why?
Because I don't know if maybe one of her siblings got took away by their father or something, or what, but she had a deep fear that the father of your kids would take your kid away.
Doesn't that say more about her than like the fathers? Like, you would think that she would pick them correctly so that they would just stay in their children's lives and not try to take them away.
I know. I've always wondered where she got that fear from, because maybe it was where her first kid died or something like that. I don't know. She would never talk about like people that died. She would never even have their pictures up. She'd put them under her bed when they died, and never talk about them again.
Why?
Yeah, that could definitely cause some trauma. That definitely cause
yeah.
some trauma.
My mom said she was 4 years old, and they all slept in the same bed together. Her mom, and her brother at the time. I don't think any other kids were born yet. And the little girl, her older sister had, I don't know her name even. I think it was like Paula. But she had to get some surgery on her throat. I don't know if she had like a tumor or what. But when she come home from the hospital, she choked on her blood and died in the bed. And my mom had to watch it.
Wow.
So I think that traumatized my grandmother a lot.
I bet.
think so too.
Yeah. So she had it honest, that's for sure.
So first off, your grandma had 6 kids. She would not even put their father's last name on the birth certificate.
Yeah. My
So-
mom's still wondering to this day who her father is. She did the DNA test and everything, and it still wouldn't tell her.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it said she had like 8 cousins that we didn't know of, but they didn't know who it could be talking about in their family.
So Peg.
My mom had me when she was 13.
Excuse me.
Yeah, my mom had me when she was 13, which puts my grandma at like 27, I think.
Real quick, before we move on to that, Peg Marmalade with the $4.99. Thank you so much, Peg. Why does Pigtails still get to dress like Bubba Gump and everyone is meant to be dressing cute? I mean, to be fair, hey, I don't have my regular person saying fit check. But just for you, person that always says fit check, I'm not dressing cute today. Today I have like,
Yeah, I want to.
But thank you,
I was planning.
Peg Marmalade.
I was planning on going to the gym today, eventually. But I have like regular gym clothes, pants.
That's cute.
That's cute.
I'm not trying to flash the camera, but you know, sports bra.
Is it supposed to match your pants leg?
It's supposed to match the pants because here it's like green. I don't know if you can tell, but this is green and not blue. So I wanted like something to match. So at least like that matches?
I just wore this little dress. I thought it looked kind of like.
Isn't that the same dress that you were shaking it for Grim?
No, that was a different one.
If I pull up the clip and it's the same dress, I swear to God.
I promise it wasn't.
That dress reminds
good
me of
memory.
Wendy. The dress reminds me of Wendy from Breaking Bad.
Oh my God! What, my dress?
Wait, you actually know what that is? I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Usually you guys are like, I don't know what that is.
Everybody's seen Breaking Bad.
Well,
That's
for
true.
me, it's just music. Like I listen to a lot of music. I just never really remember like, guys. After university, I have the worst memory ever. I think it's because I was taking so many classes at the same time that I would like retain all the information for like an exam and then like throw it out and then try to learn the next stuff. Which was don't do that. Don't do that. Try to retain the information for your whole life because if you go into your field, it seems like you don't know anything. I think it's just because I haven't been really using my knowledge. This is pipetting, by the way.
I never.
But no,
went to
I
college.
was watching Breaking Bad with my dad, and I was like, oh shit, it's Sweet Tea.
I don't
Look
look
just like
anything
her.
like her.
You're wearing the exact same clothes you were wearing last week. Identical, makeup and all.
Maybe. I swear to God, I could show y'all the box. I literally only have like a small container of clothes. That's all I have.
Well, one day we might have to do like a wardrobe sort of episode. Like we go on
Yeah, I can show
shopping
y'all.
sites and let people pick out our clothes and then we can order the clothes and show them how it looks like on us. I
Oh, yeah,
ordered,
that'd be fun.
yeah, because of the 4th of July party, I ordered like 2 bathing suits. I think I ordered one that I've shown, which is like the butterfly one. I think I showed it on one of the episodes.
Yeah,
and then
you did.
And then I also bought another one, which is like a cow print one, just in case. Little cow. Sweet Tea, Shein haul, please. Even though I don't like those sites like Shein and all that. I don't like fast fashion. I don't like promoting fast fashion. It's really bad for the environment. They do have some cute looking stuff. But
I've got an argument about that.
about
Because I feel like most of the people that are buying from those websites like Shein and Temu and stuff, I believe are poor people that will use the clothes over and over again.
okay.
So I think the argument for that is a little silly. But I'm sure there's some women that just like overconsume clothes anyway. But
yeah, I think if the clothes are being made anyways, instead of them just being, sitting in a shop of some sort, it's best for them to be used, like that sort of thing. And if you're going to use them over and over again, then there is like some good to it. But people that are just buying the clothes and think that, oh, I can't wear this again because I already put the pictures up on Instagram. And if I outfit repeat, that looks bad. Like those types of people. Hell no. If you're going to donate the clothes, maybe if you have that sort of income, but
oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's sick too.
yeah. We have another donation from Dr. Manhattan with the $4.99. Thank you so much, Dr. Manhattan. Down with PT. Justice for Poke, justice for Boom, justice for Fat Grim. So that is another point we have to touch upon. Apparently you got some haters, Pigtails.
Early.
Quit
I guess
pissing
so.
people off.
I piss a lot of people off. That's just who I am. But thank you, Dr. Manhattan, for the $5.
Are you trying to profit off of the hate train?
And you put Becky down so much.
I mean, I guess so. Profit off of that. Being that I have no idea what their beef is or what their problem is.
Somebody asked me, Yenthia Breyer asked me what size I wear. I wear a 6.
A 6 what?
Pants and maybe like a medium shirt.
A medium shirt, 6 pants. Okay.
I grew out of a lot of my old clothes. That's why I don't have it a lot. And there was a flood that hit where I'm at, and it like completely destroyed half of the shit I owned.
Really?
So, yeah. It was horrible. My grandmother's house got washed away too, and my mother was born there, and they've had it in my family for like 80 years.
That's
And it
sad.
got washed away, but it got rebuilt. They rebuilt a new one for him for free.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. they've really been putting in the work, man. People around here and like other places have really helped the flood victims a lot.
And that's nice to know.
Yeah.
Somebody said, was it the Amish? I don't think it's the Amish. Are you... Somebody said, are you related to Big Homie? I think they're talking about that one dude that had like problems with his foundation or something, and he tried to get a lot of money out of the LCU. Do you remember that?
Whatever happened to him? Yes, I do.
I have no idea.
I don't kept bumming money and never fixed it or something.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I've never heard of them. I'd have to go back and watch that.
He got wings like to feel sorry for him and like promote his what are they called?
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, yeah. And he made quite a bit of money, I think.
There were even some people that reached out to him and tried to get him like a pretty good job. And even then he was like, oh no, like I don't want that. And it's like, dude, if you want to, you have to, in order to get help, sometimes you have to help yourself, you know, like get ahead in life.
Yeah.
Somebody said the 24/7 Rust player with no house. Ooh.
Oh yeah, Keemstar said that he was like constantly playing Rust. You could tell on his like Steam account or something.
Mm.
And the guy was like,
I've been here since the Thanksgiving stream. That's when I started watching. So I know the lore from then to now, but before then I would have to go back and like rewatch it all.
I'm pretty lucky. I've been watching since Boogie faked the cancer, so
that's when a lot of people came into the LCU. I'm trying to think of like any other big events, because usually when people say, "Oh, I started watching since this point," it's always the cancer arc. But sometimes you hear like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was a good one. Anything else?
I
Not
knew,
really.
like, the camping trip.
I knew about Boogie. Of course, I've been watching him for years, but I kind of like faded off from YouTube and watching that kind of stuff. And one day I had heard about the cancer thing, about him announcing it. I never heard what happened afterwards. And then I believe I heard about him getting arrested. And one day I was just kind of looking through like, oh, I wonder whatever happened to him. And that's when I found Locale.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, that was kind of that's a weird coincidence.
We have Zach in chat saying that they started watching since the first episode of Locale Live. We have other people saying, other people saying, like Rin. I hope that's how you say your name. Rin says when Foodie Beauty came on, a lot of people from Girl World came over after that.
Yeah.
And I also came for Tina because on that Thanksgiving stream, that's when Queens was announced. And I found out, about it and was interested in it. And with the original 4 people that were on it, I'd been watching it since then. I think that's kind of what interested me in wanting to be in Locale and trying to work to do this. You know what I mean?
Did you ever go on Queens last night?
Last night? No.
Yeah.
I was in the middle. I was in the middle of cooking enchiladas. I went on Rewind.
Oh,
you went on Rewind?
Did you have fun?
Yeah, and I made an announcement.
What announcement did you make? Why don't you wait. First off, why don't you put any of this in the docket? Because, for example, whenever Temu Keemstar came on to live, we didn't have any clips of that, and like not a lot of people even knew that you did that. I mean, he did that. And now you're saying that you went on Rewind, yet we have like no mentions of that in the chat. We could have had like clips up about what you did, but what announcement? Now that we don't have any clips, you gotta say it word of mouth.
Who knows? That's another day.
So Hooligan makes a very good point. Why don't you save the announcement for your show, Content PT?
Oh, shit.
Oh, thank you for being here, Hooligan, though.
You know how much shit Boogie had to go through for doing that?
Oh, Jaded said that she'll get me the timestamp. Oh, thank you so much, Jaded. I love you so much. Sparkle.
Oh, yeah, we need to know.
Some people said that it was cringe.
I guess so. I am drinking Gold Peak sweet tea.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like Brisk. It's good.
Brisk. There
half flavor.
Your outfit is fire,
Not my
Beans.
life.
I'm wearing workout clothes. It's not even that cute. Don't say that it's fire.
She's ready to get shredded.
No, for real. I need to get back into working out. If you can tell, like, if you remember when was I looking really nice? If you remember, no, it wasn't then, but I was working out at that time too. There was the stream where I was on Local Live with Zay Zudin, and we were trying to do the boxing thing. Like, I looked pretty like pumped up on my bicep then. There were other streams. I think it was whenever Cafe did prime time. I was looking pretty nice. Now I look horrible. Like, my shoulders, they're okay. I still need to do like top here. For some reason, like, my arms, I can build muscle on my arms pretty quickly. I still need to do my forearms too. I lost a lot of muscle there. But yeah,
You said you were not. You said you weren't training with boxing anymore, right? You're still not doing that?
I'm not doing that because I don't know. I used to do that with Grim. Like I said, I felt like I've been very codependent all these years. I did everything with Grim, and the idea of me being with my trainer, who's like this, pretty muscular dude, just like one-on-one, I don't know. It doesn't make me uncomfortable. It's just having Grim there alongside me working out made me not embarrassed. If you ever seen boxing before, or you're just starting out with boxing, you have to do a lot of shadow boxing. And for some reason, like, I can imagine somebody watching me shadow box, and it's so fucking cringe. It makes me want to not do it at all. But having him there makes me a little bit more confident. Now that I don't have anybody.
Find
It's why it's hard for me to like work out in gyms, because I feel the same way about like anybody being there. I get really
Self-conscious.
I don't even know. Yeah, so I just do it more at home.
I thank God I don't really get that self-conscious about things anymore, but you should bring like a girlfriend or something with you.
So
That'd be good.
that's another thing. I legitimately have like no friends that are girls, because the few that I did have, they started like infighting in the group that we had. They left the Facebook group that we had. Just in general, I stabbed myself with my own nails. My nails are pretty long. I need to get them cut. Yeah, they just started infighting, starting drama with each other. They went to go do their own thing. The only best friend that I had left, she decided to get married to her significant other, and then 6 months later said, "I don't love you anymore," and then tried to make up this whole story of like him being abusive to her. And she met somebody through Guild Wars, and she left. She like went to go visit him in a different state. And then all of a sudden, the day that she was supposed to come back, she's like, "Oh, I overslept. I couldn't come back." She didn't even try to book another flight. She called her job, said like, "Oh, I need a couple more days." They fired her, and she said, "Well, there's no reason for me to come back to the state. I don't have a job." Mind you, her significant other had her child with him. So she didn't even say bye to that child. Yeah. And then when I said
Damn.
like, yeah, this is the tea. This is the tea.
That's a good tea.
Yeah. So she left to meet this dude, stayed over there, left her child with her significant other, well, ex, didn't say bye to her child, just never came back. Never came back. And I called her out on her bullshit, and she tried to pin it on me. She's like, "Oh, you just don't want me happy. You just hate me." Even when I said that this guy was abusive. And I'm like, first off, he wasn't.
Why would you leave your kid there with him?
I told her, first off, he wasn't abusive, because I would go over to your house multiple times and you were the one yelling at him, or you would throw stuff at him, and he would always work. He stopped going to school so she can go to school. And all she did was cosmetology school. And that's not saying cosmetology is bad, but he left school so she can go to school. And he was working like 2 to 3 jobs in order to support his family. And it's like she took that for granted. She took that for granted, tried to make stories up about him, left the state, didn't say bye to her child. Exactly. No. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not even that I called her out on like the whole like getting divorced. This was during COVID, by the way. His whole family wanted her to wait because, you know, it's COVID. Not a lot of people want to go to a wedding during COVID. She rushed the wedding. So the fact that she rushed the wedding and then tried to divorce him 6 months later, saying that she never even wanted to get married. It was like so much bullshit. We were about, oh God.
Because that sounds like something you do when you're really young.
Yeah, it was. I remember I got my piercings with her.
You have piercings?
I do. I got my piercings with her, and then a couple months later is when they got engaged. And then a couple months later, it was COVID. So we were about like 21 at the time.
Are you able to tell us what you got pierced?
No.
I was about to say probably like a Prince Albert or something.
First off, you need to be...
I know.
Guys, I've been trans the entire time. That's why Grim liked me. I'm just kidding. No. Glow Shine with the... People are going to run with that story. Glow Shine with the 190. That's why I look so good whenever we did like the gender bend episode, you know? I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Glow Shine.
You were the hottest one.
Hey, people said my name looked like Carlos. Which is funny because I have a family member named Carlos. Glow Shine with the 199. Thank you so much, Glow Shine. She did some cringe baby thing with Billy. I need those timestamps right now.
We really gotta watch that.
We have Itchy Jenna Tolls with the 2. Congrats on your pregnancy, PT. Sarcasm dump. Pregnancy. I just talked about a best friend who left their child, and now you're talking about shit like that. Sent you a DM with the stream and the timestamp means. Thank you so much, Jaded. I love you so much.
Aww.
Wait, that is too. Wait, Jaded, you work with Xylee, so you have to get the pew pews, pew pews. Okay. What is this thumbnail? And the show goes on, and it's a picture of Lol Cow Cow. Oh God. We have a picture of CD-ROM Boogie cuddling with Desi. That's cute. And then we have Batgirl on top of Sasquatch, aka Ken. That is so cute. Let me pull this up real quick.
My sister sent me a picture of our thumbnail that we had for today and was making fun of me because of how old I look. And she looks just like me. I said, that's what you're going to look like too when you get old.
Honestly, the thumbnail and like my nana, they're the exact same. They're dead on alike. Yeah,
really?
It is so close in comparison. It's crazy.
I tried to find an old picture of my grandma, but I couldn't find one. I was gonna like show her when she was like 20. She was so pretty.
I can actually pull up a picture of my grandma. Yeah, my picture does not look anything like my grandma. To be honest, I look like a white grandma, not a Hispanic grandma.
You look the worst. Me and Pigtails didn't look that bad. You look like a totally different person.
Thank you, sweet tea. Our thumbnail artist, I think a lot of people were complaining about this. You look the youngest out of all of us, sweet tea, even though you're the oldest. Yeah. So
I know.
Our thumbnail artist got the picture of Pigtails and I through ChatGPT, but then they ran out of tries, I guess. So he had to reach out to King Scott. Thank you so much, King Scott, for helping us out, by the way. He had to reach out to King Scott, gave him a picture of you, and his ChatGPT did that picture. Yeah, it's not too bad. Wear your sunscreen. I wear sunscreen every single day because we are not premature aging out in here.
No, I don't want. I try to stay away from the sun too.
Yeah, the heat is intense from where I'm at. It gets up to at least 110. It's hot.
Holy shit!
Yep.
Where are you in Arizona?
It's been hotter than that, honestly. Like the highest I remember it being was 117.
Damn, I've never seen any temperature
hot.
like that around here.
It can literally fry eggs. You can literally fry eggs on the streets. That hot.
This is my grandma when she was young, and my grandpa.
I found a picture.
Yeah, this is my grandma when she was young, and my grandpa. Oh,
it's
nice.
Oh, cute.
Don't talk to yourself.
That looks kind of like me.
Yeah. So this is my grandma when she was young, and then my grandpa when he was. I honestly don't know. But these were the only 2 pictures that my mom had recently, and I decided to kind of put the 2 pictures together so they look like they're in the same frame. And what I was planning on doing is either for a special event or maybe just because I wanted to reach out to like a artist of some sort, or
Oh, that would be sweet.
yeah, and get it like in a big frame, because my family in Dominican Republic, they're well known. They're well known in their little campo.
Really?
Because yeah, so something about my family is they've all been pretty active at a young age. My mom, for example, she did basketball. She was like in the top like basketball league over there. She was like going to different places. Obviously not now. She's pretty chunky and she's not as active. That's why I wanted to cancel my boxing membership and go to a gym that's pretty close by so she can go back to exercising, because she has diabetes. She has a couple of other problems, and I'd rather work out with my mom and make sure that she's okay than me being selfish and just working out by myself doing boxing for no reason. Even though I love boxing, even though I love boxing, like I'm not boxing anybody anytime soon. I'd rather just make sure that my mom's okay and she can be around as long as possible.
That's really sweet.
Creaky said it's 9:40 a.m. here and it's 101 right now. Jeez, at 9 in the morning? Oof.
Oh, God. I'm happy I don't live anywhere that's too hot.
It's really hard to see. My grandpa and my grandma.
Your grandma and my grandma both had the same hairstyle.
It's really hard to see.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
That was the most popular hairstyle, I guess, back then, in like the 20s and 30s.
And then I'm trying to
30s
find...
and 40s, maybe.
Peg Marmalade. It sounds like Pigtails' mom was pretty active at a young age, too. You have no idea.
And
Are you
then
talking about me?
this picture is super old. This picture is super old. This is like around the time that my mom was
Teen pregnancy is a bitch, man.
Teen pregnancy is a bitch.
You gotta constantly, like, it's like, I think it's a curse. I really do. That some families just have that curse.
Well, I mean, hold on. We can't really call it that. We shouldn't offend anybody. You know what I mean? It can be a blessing as well, of course, because there's a child being involved and being brought into the world. Well, so it's a blessing, but I get what you mean. The situation.
It's
like a curse.
I wouldn't say that
everybody. It's not easy for anybody.
It's not a curse. It's not a curse. Let's make that very clear. It's not a curse. It's just very hard for the mother, because once you have a child so young, there's people that are judging you because of how young you are. Maybe the father is not in the picture, and if the father is in the picture, you guys are too young to really like know how life is. So now you have to figure that out together, and that's extra strain on your relationship and the life of the baby. Real quick, my grandpa, this is like when my mom was 23, maybe 20. No. Yeah, like around 23 years old. And my grandpa looks this old in this picture. He died around when he was like 99 years old, I think. But look how old he is. And he looked the same when I was,
oh my gosh,
when I saw him.
So cute.
He's so cute.
With the whole teen pregnancy thing, when I was 2, I was kidnapped by my mother. So I completely understand the whole thing, being that she had me at 13, puts her at 15. So, I mean...
I have a sister
wait.
that had a kid at 14.
What? Can we stop? You guys, this is the thing that I need to teach you guys. Okay, I have a little bit more years on me when it comes to the LCU. I'm your LCU grandma. You can't just glaze over things like that. Especially something that's like so big. What did you even just say? Your mom kidnapped you?
Yes.
When you were 2 years old.
2 years old. Yes, when I was 2 years old, I was kidnapped. She did not tell my dad where I was. My dad walked the streets day in and day out from sunup to sundown, to the point where his feet were bleeding from walking so much trying to find us. And she ended up moving us a few states over to keep us away from him and not tell him where we were. And we were raised in a pretty horrible lifestyle, that's a story for another day. But I wanted to come back when I was 15 or 16. I said I wanted to go back with my dad. I didn't want to be in this situation anymore, the horrible house living. We ended up moving back to the state I live in now. And I got with my dad, and I was able to stay with my dad. And I went up to him and I said, I don't want to go back. I want to stay here. I don't want to be with her anymore. And that's pretty much how I got here.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that, Pigtails. It sounds.
I guess that's why I am the way I am.
It'll make you stronger as a person, man. It really will.
Yes, definitely, definitely. The stories I could literally tell you about the shit we've gone through, it could make anybody's heart wrench, or it can make you, throw up. Me thinking about it many of times, I've done pretty much that. I mean, honestly, anything a child can go through that's heartbreaking, you can imagine I've gone through it. From drugs in my household to abuse to anything. Name it, I've been through it.
Yeah.
So, in the chat, if anybody's been through something like that, I completely understand.
Talk about it, though.
Yeah, we can definitely have an episode.
That I've been through,
I'm a person that doesn't like to. I don't want to sit and sulk on it. I'd rather talk about it and move forward. That's just who I've always been. I had a counselor,
therapy one time.
I had a counselor once tell me that I was like a warrior, because the stuff that I had been through, most people they couldn't handle it and would deal with it in a very horrible way. And I hadn't. So she called me a warrior from it. Since then, I was like, you know what? I am a warrior for everything I've gone through. And rather than sit and feel sorry for myself about it, I'd rather talk it out. And maybe people that have gone through the same exact thing will feel like, okay, we're not alone. Because I always did. I did feel alone. I know exactly what that feeling is like. And it took me a long time to realize I'm not. There's a lot of kids that that are out there dealing with the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
I'm glad that you're talking about it now, especially because 2 years old to 15, those are very important ages that you have to go through.
I didn't know who my dad was until I was 12.
So you didn't even remember your dad?
Nope. And my dad raised me from the time I was 2 years old. He did my hair. He had my aunties wash me off and that kind of stuff, but he did my hair. He made sure that I was dressed every morning. He played with me. He walked me. He did everything. So you can imagine the heartbreak when he came home to an empty home, having no idea where his children were.
Did he ever try to go legal with it, or?
Yeah, many times he couldn't find where she was. I didn't know any of this. I found out later. And I was so
how
hurt
did she
by
enroll you in school without them finding out where you were?
That's a very good question. She kept that a secret, and to this day, I still wonder the same exact thing.
Damn.
But you were talking about therapy or something, Sweet Tea?
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I had been through some shit too. I ain't gonna say what it was, but they told me the more times you say what you went through, the less it feels real, and it feels more like a story. Every time you say it, you'll remember it less and less every time you say it.
Well, this is actually scientific. Whenever you remember a memory, you're not remembering that memory originally the way that it was. What you're remembering is the last time you remembered it. So
yeah,
that's
but
why
I think what was going on is because there was no custody papers, and that's why the law couldn't get as involved as they could have. I think it was more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why whenever you're growing up and you're remembering things, it's really easy for some details to kind of get mixed up, or you don't remember things exactly the way that it was. I think I experienced that a lot. And sometimes I think that's why my memory is so bad too, because there's a lot of things that happened in my life that I try to suppress, or that I like to push off, because I'm like, okay, well, this happened, but it's not that important because I'm not going to let that define me, right? So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, sometimes that is
suppressing it, and then suppressing it. It starts to build pressure on you. It starts to grow on you really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you mean by that. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
So
Mr. Manhattan with $4.99. I want to read it before I forget. Doesn't want to disrespect teen moms, but will disrespect the fans. # down with PT justice for the fallen. I think you said that before you got into your personal stuff. So
yeah.
Well, thank you for the dono anyway, though.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I miss Pup bringing the drama. I mean, we're still going to have drama.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of drama,
Pigtails is talking drama right now. Been in drama.
Life drama, yep.
life drama.
Yeah.
But literally, my mom like just messaged him on Facebook out of the blue one day and was like trying to get back together with him. So that was kind of like how he was like, okay, I can get her here with my children and get my children back. So that's pretty much how we were able to come back to the state we're at, and that's how all of that kind of took place.
She really thought
That's
that she
good.
can try to get back with him after everything that she's done to him.
Yep.
And because he wanted a relationship with you so bad, he basically
He
said,
did
yeah.
it. He went along with it. Yeah, went along with it. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But real quick, talking about drama, let's talk about what you did on Rewind because I didn't see this.
Yes, please. I didn't see it either, and I watched most of Rewinds, so I'm surprised.
Pigtails?
Hey, sorry, I can't turn on my camera. I'm at a family member's house.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I came up here because I have like some news.
What?
So I want to say, happy Father's Day to the Tribal Fridge.
Happy Father's Day to you, Pigtails.
And the reason why I say this is because since Monday, I haven't really been feeling good. I've been feeling kind of off, a little throwing up, a little going through some emotions and stuff. And so I went to the doctor and I confirmed I'm pregnant.
Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations!
With
And the
Billy's
baby's
kid?
yours,
What?
Tribal Fridge. And the baby's yours, Tribal Fridge.
Well, I'll have you know, I pulled those pigtails on purpose to ride it home for the LCU. This baby will be given the
Xylee.
highest donator.
Jesus Christ.
Why
Xylee's
the rest
so
of
thrown.
me?
I don't
As
blame
long
him.
as you're paid.
I want to leave too because this is cringe as fuck. Not gonna lie.
Pigtails, as you know, it's immaculate conception. I've never met you. This is against the law. But it's
Against the
God's
law.
way, and I'll raise the child as my own. But by that I mean I'll sell it to the highest bidder.
As long as you're paying child support, Mr. Fridge.
I'm literally selling it to the highest super chatter.
I mean, hey, Billy better than my dad. I'll tell you that.
Locale, freaking Jerry Springer or something.
Everybody thought it would be me.
But
Everybody thought
a
I would
side
bring
business.
the lolcow baby into the world, and no, it was you.
You hear Steak is pregnant?
Excuse me.
The Steak from Aussie?
He's a
gonna have
man.
baby.
Oh, his wife is gonna.
Well, don't they still say pregnant?
Sweet tea.
I don't know.
Sweet tea. So what do you mean? He said like his wife is pregnant because didn't she like recently come from deployment or something? That's crazy.
I'm not sure, but I think he said it on Aussie last
I mean,
night.
what I'll say is congrats. Congrats.
Yeah,
to them.
they were talking about it on Cafe, so I didn't hear it from the original source or anything.
I love how we get like all of our somebody said
news.
don't be sexist, Bean. Steak is pregnant. I
yeah. Jeez. Steak can be pregnant if he wants to.
People are saying yes, they announced it last night. That is awesome. Congratulations,
Isn't that
Steak. I'm really
amazing?
happy for you. I think this is a personal thing of mine, but I think that like what did I used to say? This is kind of like my imposter syndrome when it comes to a lot of things. My mom, I don't want to cry. My mom, she raised me. She's a very strong woman. She showed me what unconditional love is, both in a very good sense and a very bad sense. I love my mom. My mom and I are very close. She showed me what being a mother means. She sacrificed so much for me and for us to have a good life. And even though I wasn't like other kids, like we didn't have a lot. I wasn't like other kids that had like PlayStations and everything like that, but I didn't care. I never cared. All I cared about was being with my mom. And because she showed me what being a mother is and what unconditional love is, I've always imagined, even being a child, like me being able to give that to my own child. I always thought that being a mom would be very important to me.
Oh, Beans, don't cry. I'll give you a hug. Don't
Virtual
cry.
hugs. Virtual hugs.
Yeah, virtual hugs. Don't
yeah,
cry.
when you grow up, you realize how much your parents really did for you growing up.
Gaga, this is your
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah, I try to pass down like the compassion my dad has shown me, the love he has shown me to my sister.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want her to feel anything I ever felt growing up. And I try to make absolute sure she never will.
I think
I got a
that's
little
why, like,
sister, too.
you got a little sister. Are you like a middle child or?
I'm the third out of 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the third. So close to baby.
Close to baby.
Yeah. The baby always gets all the love.
But it is important to have both as well. You know, it's equal to have a mom and a dad. But sometimes there are some parents who are extraordinary,
Make a nice
moms or
berry.
dads. You know.
Yeah. I think a lot of people kind of have that disconnect when it comes to. I mean, it's important. For example, it's really hard whenever it's specifically like only boy child with single mother. I think it's complicated on multiple fronts because one, you have like the boy mom sort of stereotype where the mom, especially if she doesn't have a partner, she will try to put all that pressure on their boy child. Like he has to be the protector. She asks for a lot of attention, and some of that attention would come from the boy's son, like to a point that is kind of weird. Whenever they get a girlfriend, when they get into their teen years, like that relationship gets very weird. They get a girlfriend and all of a sudden the mom is like very jealous of the girlfriend, or like, oh, well, I don't want, if you ever go on TikTok, we have to make like a whole fucking episode on this because it's crazy.
Yeah,
you ever go on TikTok and see the boy moms?
Yes, I have. They're insane.
And then usually it's like a video of like, I'm teaching my son how to make lasagna because I'm not going to have I'm not going to have your
wife.
Like, no, it's usually something like very derogatory. It's very pick me energy. Pick me girl turns into mom energy. So she's like,
Women have been doing this since the beginning of time.
It's crazy though. Like the fact that you're like, oh, I'm going to, how do they say it? I'm going to show my son how to make lasagna so he's not relying on your bum ass daughter or something. Or your daughter can never give your daughter can never give my son everything that I've given him. Like basically trying to isolate their son and make their son like very codependent to their mother. And then as soon as there's like anybody coming into your son's life that could give them something, I don't know. It's weird. I had to experience that one-on-one with somebody, and I hated it.
I think a lot of us have. The mama's boys.
The mama boys, exactly. And like, whenever you're, especially in Hispanic culture, whenever you will do anything to win your mother-in-law, even though you're not married, mother-in-law's affection, and she just hates you just because you're a girl coming into their son's life, it's crazy. It's crazy. It does give you whiplash in some ways.
I think it's just like the strong parental bond, and they just don't know how to express it.
Exactly. But what were we talking before that? We were talking about just mothers and single parents in general. Like something that I want to say is if you're a single dad out there, congrats to you. You're a tough fucking cookie. A lot of people don't give a lot of respect to dads because we champion the mother so much. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If you're a single parent in general, you're strong and you're out there for your kids, and that's a very admirable thing. But the fact that there are fathers with daughters and, like people judge single fathers. You don't see it often, but they do the best that they can for their kids. People think that fathers do not have the heart or the ability to love their kids as much as a mother would, but there is no difference.
No.
Which isn't true, because my dad, that's the complete opposite. He loves and cares about us so much. And I have a stepmom, and she's amazing as well, you know? And that's another, like, stereotypical thing is stepmoms, the respect they get and not respect they get, and kind of trying to work through that. That's a pretty hard thing to do as well.
I would never want to be a stepmom.
But she's more, my stepmom's more the brains, and my dad's the brawn. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yin and yang.
Yeah.
Cynthia Breyer with $2 says, Beans, I never had a mom, just a dad, so I get it.
Thank you so much, Cynthia Breyer. Another thing is I have a friend. I actually went to go eat with him this weekend, and we're going to go back to the grandma topics, I promise. But I went to go eat with him this weekend, and he's never had a mom. He was given up when he was at a very young age. His mom, I believe, was on like drugs. He grew up with 2 dads, and they loved him to the fullest that they possibly could. And a lot of people thought that, you know, he still misses like the idea of a mom. Honestly, one of his dads was very much like a mom, very protective, very Hispanic too. So you already know he was smothered in love. But some family dynamics are not so cookie cutter, and that's okay. He had his 2 dads. They loved him to the fullest extent. One of his dads actually passed away 2 years ago, and that hit him really hard. He lives with his other dad now, and they're making do with whatever they can. They still love each other. They still remember his I'm going to call him dad and papi, because there was his gringo dad, his white dad, and his Hispanic dad. So papi passed away.
On a sitcom.
Basically, no, it was so funny. We went to go eat. This was like the fanciest thing ever. We went to go eat at a Nordstrom. I didn't even know that stores had restaurants inside them. But we went to go eat there, and it was a fantastic time. I felt very out of place. But afterwards we went to go walk around the mall, and you just hear his gay dad like judging all the fashion nowadays. It was a great time. But other than
I
that,
thought that was fun.
Oh yeah, sassy gay men talking about fashion is hilarious, especially nowadays. There's like just weird trends. Like there was this like patchwork dress, and he was like, I could go to the thrift store and I could make that dress myself. Like I'm not paying $70 for this. It was hilarious. But going back to where it all started, grandmas, because without your grandma, you wouldn't have a mom or dad.
Exactly.
So your grandma.
I mean, I do want to.
What?
I do have like one more thing to say. Like my stepmom, she doesn't have to like do anything because my dad loves to do it. My dad's like he'll do anything, name it. The laundry, dinner, dishes, etc. He does all of that, and he loves to do it. And my mom just kind of steps back and lets him do. My stepmom lets him step back and just lets him do it. And he learned to treat her right after the loss of us. And he says like he learned his lesson. That's just something he still says.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about relationships like that is communication, right?
Yeah.
CJ, welcome to Band World.
CJ, welcome to Band World. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. That is very annoying if I press her multiple times. Cynthia Breyer with the 2.
My dad was...
Yeah, no, go ahead.
My dad was wonderful. He even bought our tampons.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Oh, that must have been complicated. I think that's so funny. I think that's so funny whenever dads or single dads, and then they have to like learn with their child about like all this like girl stuff.
Oh, that'd be so hard. And like doing their hair, their clothes even would be hard for them.
Oh, this is so cute. Trill. People are made up of the conclusions that they come to from the situations that they've been through in their personal life experience. So all we can do is help each other come to better conclusions. Exactly.
What's funny is my dad kind of looks like Otis, if you could see. Otis from Devil's Rejects. That's kind of what my dad looks like. 'Cause I don't have any pictures of him.
My dad looks like Bin Laden.
Excuse me.
Dude, I told this on some other podcast too. I forget what it was. It might have been Aussie, but
Okay, so remember for 1 month of Cash Cow. I'm a Sweet Tea fan account.
Hell yeah.
Oh, thank you, man.
See, Sweet Tea, I told you the
trying.
redemption arc was going to come eventually. All we had to do was get through your controversy on your first like real episode, and then you'll.
Dude, there was like 3 of them too. I just couldn't get out of it.
That's true.
It kept happening. But yeah, my father, whenever we moved down here, I was like 10 to this house, and people would tell him, "Why don't you put a towel on your head and drive across to the nuclear power plant?" Like joking with him.
That's messed up.
he got that all the time. Yeah,
that specific one.
Anymore. Yeah, that one. Or take your glasses off so that we can see. Because when he takes his glasses off, he looks identical to Bin Laden. Nobody really cares about that much anymore, so he doesn't get that a lot anymore. He's happy about that. I asked him about that yesterday. If anybody ever still says that to him.
That's
like, no.
wild. Bin Laden and tell him to drive to a power plant.
I know. They're like, "Why don't you drive by the power plant?"
That's oddly very specific. But going back to the whole thing.
Power plant.
Yeah. Going back to. Gosh darn it! I keep forgetting where we're going with these conversations. We're just like chatting it up in general. We're just having a good time. Going back to the grandma.
Michelangelo wanted to come on sometime.
Michelangelo?
Yeah.
Why?
He wanted to give us a psychic reading.
A psychic reading from Michelangelo?
He's been giving psychic readings all day. I wanted to see if he'd do it for us.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed if he's available and able to. Yeah,
just bring him up. Is he in members waiting right now, or?
Yeah. Here. You're a baller, man.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Michelangelo? How you doing?
Yeah, Sweet Tea asked me to come on.
So sweet. Okay, wait. First of all, before we even get to that, I love how you put the Valentine's Day stickers from the TCG on your mic thing.
Rest off like that. You can actually see it now because I got a better camera.
Hell yeah.
God, cute.
That is super
that's
cute.
really cool.
I like how you only have Rewind and Ozzy. Are those your like your 2 favorite shows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
So you do
when
psychic.
I got on Ozzy, you were there.
So you do psychic readings now. You're all good.
Well, predictions. I haven't done a reading yet.
Okay.
Ooh, you should get into that.
Yeah. Let me go grab my other hat because I don't do the predictions in this hat.
Okay.
Xavier super chat at $19.99.
Real quick.
Pigtails plus Sweat Tea Stan account.
Which is my name at 50.
Real quick, we have Xavier with the 20, Pigtails plus Sweet Tea Stan account. So you both have some fans. See?
Thank you,
Hell
Xavier.
yeah.
Hell yeah. We love it here.
Need 'em, man.
Exactly. For real.
We're
for real.
new. There he is.
Wow.
The master of the minds.
What do you want me to make a prediction on?
Got to think of it real hard.
How the show's gonna go? How our show will go in the future?
Good show? Will we crash out?
I predict in the near future, Beans will have a major
Mazer
crash
1123.
Wait, real quick.
Michelangelo is a genius savant. W Beans and Sweet Tea.
Mazer, thank you so much for the 20.
I love
Michelangelo is a genius savant. Okay, so wait. I'm going to have a crash out. Continue.
Beans will have a crash out in the next month, and it'll be on Rewind, and it's gonna be memed all over the Discord.
Really?
And CD is gonna be really mad and say that it's his fault, and then Beans did nothing wrong. and then in August, Jacob Fat 2 will come on and do an interview with Pigtails.
Wait,
You know
who?
what I mean?
Who?
That's the person she steals her catchphrases from. If you don't know, you gotta get in where you fit in.
You mean
All
Tina?
gas, no bricks. Yada I mean, no.
She was saying something that
Pigtails.
Tina says over and over again.
She says it. She says his catchphrase like every show.
All gas, no brakes.
You
Yep.
say a couple of Tina's too.
Yeah,
I forget what it
me.
was.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd have to
now
go back
That's
and-
my prediction.
I'm very
All
All gas, no
curious.
breaks over here. Yada I mean.
I'm very
Yeah.
curious what my crash out is going to be about. It has something to do with CD. He says that it's all his fault. It's going to be on Rewind. Maybe I should just never go up on a Rewind for the next month.
Possibly that
Yeah.
after you guys have your date, that's possibly what the crash out will be about.
Wait, so
Or
you're
her
saying,
canceling the date?
ooh, these are good predictions.
Yeah.
How
I
bad
mean-
is Queen's gonna suck tonight? Is that prediction?
Oh yeah.
Queens will be okay. Tina will have one of the interns with her, and Tina will be having fun getting donos that are shitting on Becky.
Will the interns actually have content?
No.
You said that so confidently.
When will Cena lose the title?
On his last day, he has, I think, 19 left.
Hmm.
Who does?
So next WrestleMania.
Wrestle.
Do you think the interns will be funny or have any content?
You are asking so many questions. I think he's going to start
Yeah,
charging
you already
us.
answered that one.
Yeah, I'll answer this last question. I think Ultra will be funny because he's gonna piss off Nightmare. He's already doing it in the main chat right now.
Right
Well, I
now,
have one last one. I have one
Okay.
last
I
one.
want to ask
Okay.
one.
Who do you think Cena will lose the title to? I say it's Brock.
Oh, I want him to lose it to R-Truth. Or
Okay,
Ron
that's a good
Killings
pick.
now. He's Ron Killings now.
I don't know
Okay.
anything about wrestling, guys.
Wait, Michelangelo, let me ask you a quick question. Are you technically an intern now, or are you like,
He's a host.
he's a host?
I
No.
thought so.
I'm like a Timu intern because like I still like go on to Tech Talk and like I'll do stuff with like Wonder Woman and Angie uploads, but I don't have the role anymore and Rasoff won't give it to me again.
Why?
Okay, well, even if you aren't technically an intern, I think
What a jerk.
exactly.
I know.
I think you're more than welcome to come up on Dolls.
Well, not
I
only
say
that,
that.
wait, not only that, because
Yeah,
remember
anytime.
on Saturday, I made up like an idea on the spot, and I think I'm going to run with that idea of the intern rumble. That could be like a dolls
Yes.
thing. Every once in a while, we have some interns come on, show more their
Make it-
personality, battle
Make
out
it like
for what
every
show.
Friday.
Every Friday?
Make it like every Friday. Yeah, like a fight night Friday.
They might
We
want,
can do
not
that.
want to do
It's
it all.
fight
Fight
night.
night. Hey,
ready.
Michelangelo, can you show us your AGP doll?
Oh yeah.
He's kind of caked up.
Oh, he is, man. That's why I ranked him so high on our little, what's it called?
Sweet tea.
Tier list. He's cute.
Oh, that is cute.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. It was whatever website Michael was selling it on. It was like I don't know what the site was called, but it was a long time ago.
I never watched him, but I hear that he was really good back in the day.
Yeah.
A lot of
I think
people
every time you
like.
come on to Dolls, you should bring that doll with you. Every time.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do
I have the-
appreciate. We appreciate your prediction, Michelangelo.
That's
Oh,
the
the
Rasoff
Buckies.
doll.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Oi,
That's
oi,
cute.
oi.
I wanted to go to Bucky's, but there's none anywhere near
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I got mine from my work. Not I don't work at Bucky's, but they had one there. so
Shit,
bought
I
it.
wish I did. Have you?
Dude,
Wait,
I
have
bet
you
they make
ever
good
walked
money.
into a Bucky's and you see that sign that says like how much you can make if you work for them? It is insane. If you become a manager,
I
you
faked
get
it.
like insane amount of money. I want to quit my job and
Wow.
just work at Bucky's.
Yeah, true.
It'd be so hard though. There's so many people going in and out,
you-
and you gotta.
Do you
Yeah.
know from where I'm from, we do not have a Bucky's?
I don't
I've
have
never
Bucky's
seen
either.
one.
The
There's
only
one, like-
Bucky's, the
It'd be
only
like a 5-hour drive for me.
no, for
5
real. The
hours.
only Bucky's we have is like on the other side of the coast. That's why whenever we were driving through like Texas and stuff like that, we would stop at a Bucky's all the time, especially because we were starving. The best thing to do is just get like a brisket sandwich.
That's what me and my dad want to get so bad. Me and him talk about Bucky's all the time.
If
We
you
never
ever
got
go to
yet.
Bucky's, what I say is get the brisket sandwich. What else? The beaver nuggets, those are good.
Beaver nuggets.
The
I've heard
banana
people on
pudding.
TikTok talk about those.
Banana pudding is
Oh, I
fucking
want.
fire. Get you a cup. Get you a cup. Their cups are pretty good, like the little tumblers and whatever. I got my mom the same
They
one
look
that
cute.
Xylee got. Yeah, like the cougar print one. And she loves it. She used it for soup one time whenever she was like
If
super
I have
sick.
to suck
Oh,
dick for a living, I'll go be
I
a
do not
whore.
want to hear. Wait. I unpaused something and it was just Becky saying that she would suck dick for a living. Maybe I should
Oh
make
my
that.
god, that's hilarious.
That's the curse. There's the curse.
They listen
Can't get
to
away
that
from her.
on Cafe.
Oh my
That's
God.
what she's gonna go suck dick now that she's gone from the LCU.
Dude, I hope that there's a pet
Like she-
bag. But I
As
don't
if
know.
she wasn't already doing that in the LCU.
I know.
Exactly.
It's like doesn't make any difference. She was doing it anyways.
Mhm.
Damn.
I
That's
have.
kind of sad.
I just remember I have like a Bucky's onesie. I need to wash it
That
because
would
I
make
was
me so
wearing it for
jealous.
like 5 days straight during the freaking camping, not camping trip, the fucking fat camp. But one day I should just show up in that. That would be cute.
Yeah, we should wear like we should all wear those zip up pajamas
Onesies.
one day. Yeah, onesies. Yeah. I used to love those when I was a kid.
That would be cool. But I do appreciate your predictions, Michelangelo. So far we have that I'm going to crash out. It's going to be on rewind. CD-ROM
Thank
is
God
going
it's
to
you.
blame himself on it. Am I missing anything so far?
Make a prediction
And
about
that John
me.
Cena
Oh.
will lose the belt to Ron Killings.
I said that Pigtails is gonna interview Jacob Fat too.
Oh yeah, that too.
Well, yeah. What about
Make
Sweet
me a
Tea?
prediction. You
Oh
left me out.
Sweet Tea will before the summer is over, she will find a new boyfriend in the LCU. Boom,
Ooh, in the LCU.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll be excited. I'll be looking out for my true love. He's out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's 1:17, and I do want to get back to the content that we have originally planned, but I do appreciate your predictions, Michelangelo. If we
Thank
ever
you,
need
Michael.
another
And
one, we'll
Mikey.
give you a call.
Yes.
Mikey, nice beard. Nice
Thank
beard.
you.
Yes, growing in
Thank you.
good.
Yeah.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good one, guys.
Have a good
Bye.
one. Disconnect. So real quick, I feel so bad because I have to like shoo. We barely talked about grandma
know,
stuff, and I
but
made this
I'm
whole
sorry.
freaking thumbnail about it. No, it's
I
fine.
thought that we would need.
Yes, because I gotta explain. So a couple of years ago when I was little, I found a book, like a diary almost, that my grandma had wrote in about some pretty crazy things that she had done in her lifetime. So I went ahead and I was like, oh, I want to read these to my kids one day, and I put them in my own book. And let me show you.
Excuse me. Nana's Tales. I think you spelled
Yeah.
it wrong.
So
Yeah, she did.
it's like Pigtails, Nana Tales.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
Play on words.
I mean, if we want to go and talk stories, I think we should let you two do it first. Let's let you two do it first. And I have a few stories in here, I could tell. Because I had to rewrite some of it because my nana's writing is like chicken shit, honestly. Oh my god. That it is some crazy writing in there. So I went ahead and rewrote it the best I could from what I could decipher from it. But let's start off with you two first, if you guys got crazy grandma stories.
Well, before we start off, let me just say I did put our chat into members only. Maybe I'll take it off if we can reach. Right now we're at 114 likes. Maybe if we get to 250 because we have 464
Sounds
concurrent
reasonable.
view. Exactly. So get it to 250 and the Grays can chat. If not, you're just going to have to wait for somebody to release you by making your name green. And just remember, if you get a green gifted membership, you can upgrade in order to get the Cash Cow membership. And then you can go into our Discord. And every once so often, we talk in the VCs. We have fun. Usually we have Mr. Boom Boom Pow if he, still likes us. I'm sorry for everything that's happened. King Scott is always in there just kicking his feet and talking to us like it's a little girl chat. And every once in a while we get Cryo in there. Yes, I'm calling you out, Cryo, because all he likes to do is have me bully him for some reason. But to each their own. So
Yeah, you get your kicks where you can, man.
Exactly. So other than that, do you have Bean's question, do you think Becky really wanted Michael? No, I don't think so.
I don't.
Maybe his money, but not Michael himself.
No.
So somebody, Snaggletooth said, mine's looks like a doctor's note if I don't slow down. I think they're talking about their handwriting.
Oh, the writing.
Oh yeah.
But since
if I'm writing super fast, it is like super fucked up. I have to like sit there and write very slow, and it comes out really good.
When my hand and arm is messed up, I had to learn how to write with my left hand, and I can actually do it pretty good now.
Were you guys still in the era of like being in middle school / elementary school and they teach you how to write cursive?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So
they only taught me how to write my name in cursive, though.
Only your name?
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit.
We had like a week, and we learned the letters and just how to spell our name in like a week.
We're going to have another episode just on education and what we learned in schools, because I learned like how to write cursive in general, like all cursive. But now I talk to younger people than me, like probably like 2 or 3 years younger.
Useless.
Yeah. And what? No, it's not.
It is.
Girl, you're supposed to write in
cursive. To spell your name.
No, you're supposed to write in cursive whenever you put the amount on a check. That's another thing. I was still part of the education system where they would tell you how to fill out a check and a what are those things called whenever you write like.
They taught me that in economics.
Like when you sign your name?
No, whenever you write a check, you're supposed to have like a little list of like what you use the check for. I forgot what it's called.
Memo?
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name
I think
either.
you write.
I need to get my rent check out. I wrote it out, but I haven't nailed it yet.
Bank statement. Thank you very much, Thrill. The bank statement. So
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was part of the education where they taught us how deposit slip memo. One of those. Thank you, Angie uploaded. So I was part of the education system. Yeah, Angie's here. Angie's always here. I always see her in chat. I love seeing her, especially when she talks shit. It's freaking awesome.
Me and her had fun on Aussie.
Learned how to write cursive, learned how to fill out a checkbook, learned how to do like some adult things. I wish they taught us how to do taxes, but fuck us.
That's the thing they will not teach.
When I got into high school, they taught us
taxes.
Really?
How to do taxes? Yeah, how to do taxes. I took business math, but with the cursive, I only took cursive in like the 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and then we stopped. But it wasn't signing like checks or nothing like that. It was just doing cursive letters. So when I got older, I had to learn how to sign my name, and I used to do it all the time. Just sign my name randomly, so that way I can like whenever the people tell you to sign your name, I could sign my name and actually have it in cursive, because I always thought that was cool.
We have Cynthia. Yeah, we have Cynthia Breyer with a 5. My hubby and I are Gen X. My daughter is a millennial and my son is Gen Z. So why am I considered a boomer at 54?
Dude, people call boomers anybody that's Gen X and higher, I think.
I think nowadays, it's so interesting seeing how vocabulary and just slang changes in like 2 to 3 years, because it was like, okay, back in the day, whenever we were doing elections and stuff, remember the okay boomer girl? Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Wait, is that song copyrighted? Because I would love to play that clip right now. But everybody simped for that girl. Everybody simped for the okay boomer girl. Yeah, she was a Hispanic Mexican.
I remember the vote for Obama girl when Obama was running for president.
Why is there always a girl that champions like a certain person? Because I'm pretty sure the okay boomer girl, she was for Bernie Sanders.
No way.
She was, yeah.
That's funny. I brought that up then. What a coincidence.
So the okay boomer girl. What's strange because
that's also strange because growing up, like we didn't have like internet and stuff like that, so I was always touching grass. It was more when I got older I started getting into the internet stuff. Yeah, I know it's crazy to say that when I was younger. It makes me feel so old.
No, I mean like you definitely there was iPhones and stuff when you were in middle school.
Yeah, but I never had one. Never had one. I had friends who had one, but like I wasn't into the whole internet thing. I was more like outside and playing and making up games and hanging out with friends. I was more into doing that. It wasn't until I got like an adult then I started getting more into the internet.
I had a flip phone like from elementary school to middle school.
When I was 10.
You had a what?
Oh yeah?
I was watching Smosh when I was 10 on YouTube.
I was never into like super like I was never into super old YouTube. I just watched like a lot of Markiplier because I thought he was hot.
Oh, I love Markiplier and PewDiePie, and every kid in the middle school had a PewDiePie backpack. And I was thinking he probably made bank off that, man.
I was gonna say something, but I was like, let me not. Is PT really?
But you're saying you had a flip phone, Beans?
Oh, me?
Yeah, I had a flip phone from like elementary school to middle school only because my mom, she's a very protective mom, and she, during that time, I don't know why, like 2005 to 2013, there was like a lot of talk about like predators and like kidnappings, and especially in Florida, like a lot of sex trafficking. So she always wanted me to have a phone on me. But I had a phone with minutes. So the second that I got home, what I would have to do is open up my flip phone, call her on speed dial, and say, Mom, I'm home, and then hang up because I didn't want to waste my minutes, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have...
a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't have an iPhone until I was in probably freshman or sophomore year of high school, and it was like an iPhone 4, and that was like out of style already.
Yeah, I was the same way. I got a smartphone, I think probably sophomore year, maybe even senior year. It wasn't an iPhone, but
I think I had a BlackBerry Sidekick. That was like the other phone I had before the iPhone, and I thought that was cool as shit.
BlackBerries used to be so popular. I never had one, but I remember my older sister had one.
I had one.
What were you gonna say, Pigtails?
I say, yeah, I had like a BlackBerry, I think when I was like 10, 11, and then I like lost it. So my mother was like, oh, you're not responsible for a phone. So I did not get one until I was like 17, 18.
God damn.
Yeah, I didn't get a phone until I was about 17 or 18.
God damn.
And it never had internet. So there was no like looking up stuff and finding out memes and none of that. I didn't grow up like that.
I had a little flip phone before that, but it didn't call anybody. I could only dial like 911 on it if I needed it.
So you guys were not super into internet culture yet. Look at you now. You're on the internet. But going back to the grandma stuff. So Pigtails wanted you to go first, Sweet Tea. Tell us about your grandmammy.
She was a very stubborn woman, and she tried her best. My mom does not like her. She took care of her right until she died, and she's always took care of her. But my mom had a hard life. All her siblings had a really hard life because it was just her and her parents when my mom was a kid, taking care of all these kids that my mama kept popping out. Her brother stayed around and helped take care of my mom and her siblings. Never got married, never had any kids, just to stay and help my mama. She hated Chinese food. She didn't believe in it. If anybody brought home Chinese food, she would throw it away immediately.
What? No. What do you mean you don't believe in Chinese food?
She would say, I don't believe in it. Have you ever seen Waterboy, where the mama's like, that's the devil?
Yeah.
She was just like that, but she'd say, I don't believe in it.
Bro, why are my crab rangoons filled with devil magic? What?
I know. I don't know. She had something against Chinese food. She wouldn't use the microwave. She wouldn't use the telephone. She said that she didn't believe in them. And they didn't exist.
No.
So she was a very stubborn woman. She worked at the tomato shed until the day she died. And she worked there even with dementia and like everything. Her and her son lived with her until she died. My uncle, he never got to get married or have kids either.
Never?
He stayed around. No. He's
how old is he now?
Probably 50, probably 60 now.
Yeah. I mean, men can basically still shoot out babies till like, what is that actor? There's like a really old actor that recently had a kid. Was it
Robert De Niro?
Probably, but he's like super freaking old and he's still having kids, so he has a chance. He can.
My brother and sister have a different father, and their father had him when I think he was like 90 almost. Because he had 20 kids before him. So, with a different woman. I think it was like 3 women. Had like 20 kids altogether. So, there's a lot of those, their last name around here. Because they have such a big population of them here.
I think before you meet up with anybody in your state, you should do like a relationship.
Yeah.
Like a, relative test. Just to make sure. Just to make sure you're not related.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, I'm sure that everybody's kin to each other around here, at least like 4 generations back or something, because the same families have been here forever.
Somebody said, how healthy
you know
will the
what?
baby be, though? I think it's more of a
pretty
problem if it's
healthy.
the mom. Yeah, like if you're a woman and you're popping out babies pretty old,
Yes.
there's like more of a risk for like
ADHD, autism. But
And I think the person you were talking about, their name is Danny DeVito.
not Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
No,
Danny
it was
DeVito.
Danny DeVito is like the short, like chubby guy. I'm talking about like the skinny. His name sounds like Danny DeVito, but it's not Danny. Robert De Niro.
I was gonna say Robert De Niro.
I think it's Robert De Niro. He had kids pretty freaking old. Some people are saying Al Pacino. I don't think it's Al
Pacino. Okay.
Let me look at this guy's face. I know faces. I don't know names. I'm horrible with names. Pacino.
Yeah, I get names mixed up.
No, it wasn't this guy. It wasn't this guy. It was some other guy. But this is another example of people that are pretty old still having kids. It's Robert.
Are you talking about Jeff Conway?
No.
No.
I'm pretty sure it was Robert De Niro. It was Robert De Niro. He recently had a kid, pretty freaking old.
Okay, yeah.
Someone was asking if I understood how racist my Nana's beliefs were, and I don't think she was racist because she never really got to see any black people, but my sister had mixed children, my older sister, and
What did
she never
she-
was racist against them.
Okay.
Like I think she loved them the most
To their
out of all her
face. I'm just kidding.
grandchildren. No, like I don't know if she really understood that they were mixed though. I think she could have thought that they were so white because she didn't know their fathers or anything. But I don't think she was racist.
The silence is so loud.
Moving on. Yeah, moving on.
How are you guys doing?
So Pigtails, do you want to follow up with that?
No.
Does your grandma believe in Chinese food?
Yeah,
yes.
that's a good question.
My grandma loves Chinese, but she's more into like KFC and stuff like that.
Okay, by the way, just to get
But
this
no seafood.
Just to get this out of the way, because I would hate when Grim would talk about this, crab rangoons are not a dessert, they're an appetizer. He would fight me
love
to
crab
the
rangoons.
death saying that crab rangoons were a dessert and not an appetizer, okay? They are an appetizer, they are not a dessert. If you say that in my chat, I will ban you.
I never thought that they were a dessert. They were my favorite.
Because
thing to
that's
get
a
when I was
stupid
kid.
take. Crab rangoons are not.
silly.
By the way, thank you, Thrill, so much for becoming a Cash Cow member. You have been.
Thank you.
I think you're new because I haven't seen your name, but I'm so glad that you became a member so quickly. You've been very active in chat and you have like a lot of good takes. But yeah, appetizer, not dessert. If you say that, you're banned automatically. But other than that, let's talk about your grandma Pigtails, because you have a book.
I do have a book, and I know that her motto is swallowing is the best form of birth control.
Excuse. She
But
would tell you this.
Yeah, that swallowing is the best form of birth control. But I have actually some stories in here, but 3 of them were the best. And the names of them are, you're supposed to be, let me see, hold on, let me read it. You're supposed to love them, not beat them. Most electrifying, Nana, not in entertainment. And better to be pissed off than pissed on. Who wants, what should I read first? Which one should I
She
read
sounds
first?
very similar to you with your silly little catchphrases you say. It's the same.
I mean, she is
Which
your
one do you think
grandma.
I should read first?
Uh,
Yeah, she
let's-
keeps the Dr.
let's-
Pepper by her bed. If you know, you know.
My grandma would always say you have to drink a Coke to prevent a headache. And I think it's
You drink a
because
Dr.
she was
Pepper,
addicted
it goes down
to
easier.
Caffeine, and
Wait,
she
what
didn't know that
Sweet tea. Wait.
You know.
What goes down easier?
You know. You drink a Dr. Pepper, it goes down easier.
Well, 2000 Andrew said she's a keeper. LOL. Why specifically Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper
Because
sounds
it makes
like
it go
the
down
worst.
easier, the mayo.
Dude, Dr.
Don't
Pepper
talk
isn't
about
even a
mayo,
good
I might
chaser with
vomit.
alcohol.
Dr. Pepper and alcohol?
It's not a good chaser. It's like the worst soda to drink with alcohol. So I don't think it'd be good with that either.
Well, real quick,
But
we
I
have
don't know.
Sicilian Princess with the 5. Thank you so much, Sicilian Princess. It's Tony Randall. He had his son in his 70s. So how about we do? It's better to be. What was the one about the piss? Because I really have to pee, and I would love to hear that story while I take a little break.
It's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
Continue. I have wireless headphones, so you do that while I go take a piss.
Let me know if you can hear me because I'm a little bit backed up from the mic.
Your grandma sounds like she was of a different generation than mine. Mine was a greatest generation.
These are her entries from her diary, and this is everything. This is actually true. This is fact checked and everything.
Your grandma's a boomer, right?
Wait, this is one thing. This is one thing about me. I look very pregnant whenever I hold a lot of pee. So like,
I'm usually talking about.
What am I talking about? I look pregnant.
You are
whenever,
so skinny.
Exactly. So when I hold a lot of pee, I look pregnant. But like I'm holding it in right now. Look at my baby abs. But
you're trying to make me feel like I'm fat.
look at this. Anyways, I really have to pee, as you can tell. Continue. Pissed off instead of pissed on.
How much do you weigh, Pigtails, if you don't mind?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I haven't been to the doctor to weigh myself in a long time. That's a good question. Not to go to the doctor.
I haven't been to the doctor in a while either, but I think I was like 135, maybe 140. But I'm getting heavier.
This is all from her diary, so let me see. It's a warm July night, the top's down, the wind was blowing in my hair, Deb's driving, and I'm drinking, well, 3 shades to the wind, and I gotta piss like a horse. It's late and not many things were open, so Deb found a movie theater that was still rocking, so we pulled over in a carport for parking, but none was available except upon the roof level. We parked and I grabbed my 40-ounce of Still Reserved and stumbled down to the lower level. As we reached the second level, we came across a couple of security guards standing around, shooting the shit, smoking, so we tried our best to hold steady and walk by casually. Deb was sober and had no problem, but I had to make a smart-ass remark to the 2 officers who then began to follow us. As we approached the theater, I heard Deb say those top-flight security are following us, and we hurried inside. And we asked to use the bathroom, but to our disappointment, we were informed customers only, and we were broke. So we spun on our heels and split with 1 foot out the door when we were met with the same 2 pricks. One of them fucknuggets said, "I think it's in your best interest if you ladies call it a night." Now, I don't know if it was because I had a fucking pee so bad or what, but I snapped and took that cocksmoker's head off. I told him, "How dare you call me a lady? I'm a sawdust on the floor, put it in my ass till 4, give it to me some more, back alley only whore. Get it right." That prick pulled out a can of Save-A-Bitch and threatened to spray us, then arrest us for being drunk in public. So Deb grabbed me by the arm and pulled me back up to the carport, screaming, "Are you out of your freaking mind, toots? You're gonna get us arrested." As she unlocks the car door, I hear voices coming from down below. I look over the edge of the garage roof, and wouldn't you know it, fate was shining down on us, because, wouldn't you know it, right fucking below us were those same 2 pickle kissers that threatened to arrest us. So standing a little higher beside me was the security watchtower. I shimmied up the side, climbed on the top, squatted over, and took aim below and pissed like I had never pissed before. These idiots filled the drops, rubbed their heads, removed their hats, and looked up and got more piss on them than this state has seen rain all year. "Hey, what the fuck? Hey, ew, it's in my eye," one of them yelled as I quickly slid down the side of the security tower, which was quite easy being that I had no panties on. Another night saved by what I call Pantyless Saturday. Classy and trashy. Why more on that later. So I jumped in the car and took off, like a bat out of hell. No, that's the wrong example. We left faster than a dildo being farted out. Gone. I knew those 2 idiots had ran into the little substation below us, so we had to get gone. We raced down the port, hit the street, took towards the main road, but got stopped by a red light with a car in front of us, and out came the security truck. Top flight my ass. That's when they spotted us, sped up, swerved over to get behind us, and these dipshits hit the center divider, spinning like a top. They came to a stop, jumped out, soaked in piss, and just looked at each other. At that point, the light switched, and we split. Rounded the corner, caught the freeway, and boned out. Deb yelled all the way home, and I said nothing as we pulled in the driveway. I got out, Deb got out, looked over, and said, "Toots, you seriously ain't gonna say nothing?" I stopped, closed the door, smiled, and said, "Yep, isn't it better to be pissed off than pissed on?" "Night, Deb." She said, "Night, Toots," and headed home. That was fact-checked. Everything happened that night, just like that. My grandma peed on a bunch of security guards.
I don't even know what to say, man. Me and you have had totally different lives. It's hard for me to relate to you and your stories.
I'll have to one of these days go and take a picture of that same tower. Can you? Do you have a next story, sweetie? You have a story kind of like that?
I have a whole bunch. No, my grandma wasn't like that. She had to stay at home and take care of her kids for the most part.
Hi, Beans.
What?
That was one of the most interesting peas that I had in a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So was my grandma's.
Oh God. Okay. So Sweet Tea, so Ash XO said, Sweet Tea, you're just as unrelatable. But do you have another grandma story?
I was gonna say that it's hard for me to relate to other people because my life has been so unrelatable for the most part. But I wanted to ask
wait. Before you continue, how the fuck are we so low in the chat revenue, and how come we only have 2 new members? I hear all the time that you guys appreciate dolls more than milkers, more than queens, yet you do not want to show it by giving us some support. How about we get some support in the dolls chat?
Pigtails ran off Boom Boom and Pokey Gaga.
But we have a couple people that said that they're starting to like Pigtails. Maybe.
I got no beef with them.
None. They got beef with you.
They got beef with you, but how about we get some support for some of these stories? Because that was the most interesting piss I had in a long fucking time.
I will say this though. Gooner recognizes Gooner. That's what I'll say. I have no beef with nobody, so I mean, there's not much I can really say about that one.
Paranormal says,
was your grandmother 14 when she gave birth to your mom?
I'd have to go back and actually do the math on that one. My mom was 13, and that makes my grandmother 13. Or no, I mean, excuse me, 17 or 27. I'm getting all my numbers mixed up.
I know, but that would mean she was 14 when she had your mom.
Cynthia Breyer, I'm not talking about you. You have been amazing this episode. Thank you so much for all the support that you've been giving.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody being here. Anybody that's donated, thank you.
Oh, we have
of the Empire. Emperor. With the 2 says, can we have Granny Pigtail story every day?
Oh yeah, heck yeah! Like I said, I have her diary, so I would have to pick a story out from her diary every day, and probably read one too. Probably do it right before we end the stream or something.
Glowshine with 199 says, me broke boy right now, but y'all are great.
Thank you so much, Glowshine. Glowshine, you have been a very exactly. You guys have been very big supporters in general. Not every episode is going to be a banger, but I do appreciate that we at least can have some conversation. I think that we, so far, I'm not gonna lie, I've been dreading streaming. I'm just like, 12 to 2 is such an awkward time because usually that's when like a lot happens in a day, or at least that's what I do a lot of stuff in the day.
Yeah, it really
puts a wrench. Speaking of which, didn't they say that they're going to like mix up the schedule again because of the lack of queens and the lack of milkers? I wonder if we're going to get switched.
I'm wondering what they're going to do. They said they were going to give the time to rewind, I thought, but I'm not sure.
In the rewind in the morning or in the afternoon?
I don't know.
That's weird.
I don't know if they're going to like move everybody up or what.
Well, we'll find out today. Look at announcements at Beans. Oh, shit. Let me look at the announcements.
Oh.
And speaking of which,
you guys also hear
what?
That King Boogie canceled Milkers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, from
King Boogie
from Keemstar himself, it says Milkers and Queens are changing time slots. Starting tomorrow, Queens is moving to 4 Eastern time, and the whole new cast of Milkers will be at 8. Who's the new cast of Milkers? I'm curious. I'm a curious little cat right now.
Yeah. Has it been announced
it's probably
who it
Angie. It's probably Angie and
I hope.
else.
I hope. Truly. But another thing that I wanted to talk about, we have something from Roxy Unfiltered. She says, I recently had a private and much needed meeting with both Mike and Keem. We took the time to sit down and talk openly about everything that had built up. Things we were all upset about, things left unsaid, and the misunderstandings that spiraled out of control. During that conversation, I took accountability for something important. I apologize for taking only one side of a story, and in doing so, repeating it as if it were fact. I should have done what I always preach, listen to both sides. I didn't, and that's on me. Oh, I'm glad that she's taking accountability. Something very unheard of in the LCU. Okay, so it says here, they also explained the full situation surrounding milkers, especially when it comes to money and how things are structured. And I want to be very clear here. Any claims that Keem has stolen from us or been shady with the pay are completely false. In fact, there have been times where he's given more than he needed to. And he's been honest, fair, and upfront, and deserves to be acknowledged. That is very true. Something about Keem that, working with Keem, at first you think that he's like a businessman, very unfair, but that is completely false. Anytime that I've talked to Keem, especially with the whole family emergency going on, he's been very, very
understanding,
very apologetic.
Yeah, very understanding.
There was, whenever we were talking about the pay for whenever I was on Milkers, obviously I was there for only a short amount of time. And he's been trying to work with me when it comes to that. So I do think that Keem is very fair, and he has a big heart. He doesn't seem like it, but he does have a big heart off screen. But continuing on, I want to be 100% transparent about something. I did not leave to team up with Becky. She didn't ask me to leave, and there was no plan, no scheme, and no drama behind my decision. It was just me, overwhelmed, and needing to protect my peace. That said, if and when the time is right, I would like to return to Milkers. But if that day comes, I need to be clear. I am not settling. I want it to be my choice who I host with and how the show is run. I'm only coming back if it's on my terms. Because I know what I'm worth and I know what I bring to the table. Okay, that sounds like a very Becky statement. At the end of the day, I want this to work, but not at the cost of my happiness, peace, or 4 packs of Newports. Roxy. That ended in a very Roxy way.
That was clearly, I don't know. That was weird.
That was weird.
I don't get why she should set demands when all she does is wear a puppet suit and dance retarded.
Keem tried to let her pick her host a couple times too. I remember. And she wouldn't do it. She's
a very complicated woman.
And she seems like if she's going to do that, the my way or the highway, it seems like anybody else isn't going to pick that, the my way or the highway, and she seems to be that.
Well, she said in that in her statement that she talked to Keem, so she's doing this to try to get back. I really believe that she left because she wanted to do something with Becky.
So people are asking why is she even saying this, especially the part where she's talking about like Keem not paying her fairly or saying that he stole from them. So apparently that relates to
probably asked her to apologize.
Well, yeah, he probably asked her to apologize in order for her to come back. But also, like, apparently there's some drama with Christian. If you don't remember Christian, that's the son of Psycho Mom. There is a voice note in Discord under announcements from Keem. Play it. There is some drama with Christian. Yeah, so exactly what I was saying. There's some drama with Christian. Let's play this real quick.
Dude, I like to say Psycho Mom came into the Discord one time and was like talking mad shit to me. Like, that woman is a nut.
She was going hard on the previous OBS runner of Milkers and on Roxy and on you for some reason. But let's listen to this real quick.
I truly want to know how many times I'm going to have to deal with these allegations that I'm stealing $50 or $100 from someone. All right. It is the most ridiculous fucking claim I have ever fucking heard. I should just file a lawsuit on Christian right now. I should just sue this motherfucker for defamation. He went on to Roxy's channel, all right, and he said the following. He said, yeah, my mother didn't get paid for the full month of March. When she got fired, that's when her pay ended, even though Keemstar said that she was going to get paid for the full month. And here's another thing. Why does Keem always pay in round numbers? Why is it round? Becky's brought this up a million times. I think Keem and Mike stole my mother's money. No, he didn't even say I think. He said I did, right? Me and Mike are stealing like $100 from his mother, all right? Bitch, we are rich. We are fucking, are you retarded? Are you fucking retarded? We got money for generations. Me and Mike are multi-millionaires, you fucking retard Christian, all right? We are not the same. So I go and run the numbers just to make sure, all right? Before I fucking say anything, right? The entire fucking month of March, the entire month, the channel made $11,700. Talent gets half, and the company gets the other half. So me and Mike get half of that. Roxy, Savage, and Psycho Mom, because she got paid for the full month, get paid the remainder of that. She was owed $1,950. And do you want to know what she got paid for March? You want to know what she got paid? $1,960. She got $10 extra. $10 more than what she was owed. Christian, I am going to run the biggest train on your retarded ass. I cannot wait to play these fucking clips of you just lying on my name so I can fucking ruin you forever. Wherever you go, whatever you say, you will be known as a fucking liar, you piece of shit.
Well, that ended pretty strongly.
I believe it. You know,
and I mean, and he's right. Like he's a multimillionaire, so why would he need to steal anything? That makes no sense.
They're desperate.
That is really desperate.
I hate that for Keem.
So Banana Slice is in chat saying Keem should make a rule for each day you are away equals one extra you are banned from the network. I mean, I think that he's doing this. I don't know. It was worded kind of weird. But there is a new rule now. I believe that he actually made public that if you miss a day, you're not getting paid for that day, which I think is fair. Especially because
you're not there.
My mouth is so dry.
You're not there earning it, working for it, nothing. So why should you get paid for that day?
Exactly. I think I felt the same way.
Do that because of Becky, though.
Yeah, he's doing that because of Becky, but the thing is, it's unfair to the person covering, in my opinion. Exactly, Mazer. I put in a lot of work when it came to dolls whenever I was with Pup. She might have done some things, but I thought it was very unfair. There were multiple days where she either didn't show up or she was only there for like 15 minutes of the episode and she would just leave, or she would just quit halfway through. So in general, I think
she would have hated the thumbnail. She would have thrown a fit over the thumbnail.
That's what people in the chat were saying.
Oh, making her look old? If she was still in dolls, she would have a fucking fit.
And she was
apparently from Banana Slice, he says, or she, sorry, Becky's done 7 shows this month. Imagine. You only did 7 shows and we're on day, 16?
Holy shit.
And is sitting there expecting to get paid for all 16.
So we're still at 143 likes. If you like the great names to be released, there is still 475 people watching. Get those likes up to 250 in order for you to be released. Hooligan, who is a member, says hosts knew they were getting paid anyway, so they had no concern about missing a day. Exactly. That's why a lot of people don't have a drive to do like weekend streams in general, because the weekend is, free for all. The weekend is free for all. So if you don't stream, you're still going to get paid for the ones that you do stream. Hit the like button and Becky would
on the weekend.
Huh?
But you're still getting paid for streaming on the weekend as well. You're getting extra. So I mean, if you work hard, you get extra, right?
Exactly. That's why I try to push us to do weekend streams, because we're
kind of like overtime.
Overtime, exactly. That's what I like to think of the weekends. Weekend is overtime. I like to push us to do streams on the weekend because we are the bottom show. I think me and us and Tech Talk, I believe, are the bottom 2 for a lot of things. And in general, sometimes I feel empty not streaming. Like, it's such a big part of my day that not streaming makes me feel weird. Especially because, for example, the intern rumble, I wanted to do that yesterday, but then I realized like, oh shit, I'm super burnt out. I don't think that I will be able to give people a good show if I do the rumble today. And I'd rather
like,
not do a show.
Burnout is so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the idea I have is when we do it on Fridays, the interns can come up here and they fight with each other, or they bring like an entertainment if they want to show something. You know what I mean? Something like that. So
There
that
might not
way,
be that many
it's like
interns since some people are getting hired for milkers now.
Exactly.
That's true, but they can still come up here and show what they've got. You know what I mean? If they want to come and shoot the shit, if they want to come and have she'll stream, if they want to come and do crazy stuff. You know what I mean? That's what Friday will be for.
Exactly. I am putting in the redirect right now. Nobody tell me shit.
Click a button. Click another button.
No one's got to tell you nothing. You got it covered.
Exactly. But Hooligan said Becky got the money from Weekend Queens when only Tina streamed, which is hyper unfair. We have Cynthia saying that she might try out for Queens, which would be awesome. I would love to see that.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Do it. It's worth it.
Just Jessica said it took Ken a while to understand the benefits of streaming on the weekends, and now Cafe is climbing. Exactly. Cafe is doing fucking fantastic. I'm so proud of them. They're basically in the top 5, which I never thought would happen. Just because Cafe was so small, it was so early, but now like they're doing such like good things for Cafe that they've climbed so fucking quickly.
Batgirl really brought out the best in like Ken. Like
exactly.
I love hearing them talk together.
Like I said, ever since the beginning, I think things happen for a reason. And even though I loved Cafe, Batgirl is what Cafe needed. You know, like she's awesome. Yeah. Ken is doing so good. They have like this whole cryptic thing going on where he's like Bigfoot and she's Batgirl. I think it's pretty funny. Have you seen the fan art?
Yeah,
it's fucking great.
No. Yeah, I have. I've seen the fan art of us on there. It was cute.
Speaking of fan art,
my eyes blue though.
From Red Skull, that was cute.
From Red Skull, yeah. I didn't get that one, but let's look at some fan art real quick to close out the show. We have Lolcow dolls. Let me share this with you guys. We have Lolcow dolls. It's a little doll of a cow with like little pigtails. You know, it's cute. We also have from Butt Smack. We have her doll that she made of Pupstar. Unfortunately, Pupstar is not here, but I think she would still appreciate this. Really good.
It's adorable either way. It's still adorable either way.
Like, that looks just like Pupstar. She did a great job.
She did a fantastic job, especially like with the braids and everything.
Yeah, and her eyes, like, it looks like her. You would know that's her if you knew
There's this other one where, you know, Pupstar, very, what is this? Powerpuff Girl-esque. Of me and Sweet Tea.
Back when I used to wear my dark lipstick and put that on.
We need some more fan art of just like us 3 together.
Oh, that's cute.
This one, I love this one from
look,
Toe
I'm the
McGilligan.
Sweet Tea in your hand.
Yeah, I like that. That's cute.
The Sweet Tea in my hand and walking a puppy. It was supposed to be Pupstar. I love this one, and it's so different from like other fan art I've seen. Let me see if they're.
These are like old ones.
Yeah, these are pretty old. But there was one, this one, super cute. Who made this? Red Skull. Yeah. He made, wait, I have to share the other application with you guys. Oh, here it is.
I'm happy you know how to do this stuff, man. Me and Pigtails be lost.
A lot of buttons. Let me tell you that. A lot of buttons. Sweet Tea, yours is super cute. Even has like the little posters in the back. I love it.
Oh my God, I didn't see that one.
You didn't see this one?
Am I echoing?
No. Well, for you guys... Because for you guys, you're echoing because of the stream going through. Yeah, but mine with the glasses. I never remember wearing a white shirt, but super cool.
It got my shirt down to a T.
Oh, that's cute. Like
Pigtails. I love Pigtails one.
That's cute.
There was other ones.
Thank you. That was the cutest one.
I also have one last thing I want to say. So, like I said with the sorry, it's echoing, so it's throwing me off. With the Friday intern rumble, if AMAC and Angie want to come up here, and if they want to, you know, just put on makeup and just make it look fabulous, you guys are more than welcome to come up here. I'd love to talk and feel free, you know, so feel free to come up here, guys.
I really think Angie might be the host of Milkers.
I can't wait to see what happens tonight. That's going to be awesome. Sweet tea as a glass of sweet tea. And then I did this one yesterday. A lot of people were saying if you had a haircut like this, Sweet Tea, it would look very nice on you. Like just ruffled. Like
yeah, that is a good haircut. Sorry, my voice is throwing me off. Oh,
yeah, the echoing.
Yeah. I haven't cut my hair in a long time. I probably need to. Mr. Boom Boom Pow $2 says AMAC got a big girl job.
Hell yeah.
Still could come up here if she wants to. You know
I
what I
wonder
mean?
what that means.
Just shoot the shit.
I
She
think
wants to
he's
do her
saying
makeup. Do what dolls do. You know what I mean? Whenever she's available, of course. It's just an open invite.
so.
Yeah, I'd love to have her on.
It is 2:00. We do have to redirect to nerds. I do appreciate you guys for being here. No, we get to stream tomorrow, same time, same day, everything else. Thank you so much for the 454 people that stuck around. You will be redirected into nerds. On Friday or Saturday, still have to choose when would be the best time for the interns. But I would love to do an intern rumble. I think that would be a cool thing for dolls to do, like our own specific thing. Cynthia Breyer saying, Sweet Tea, you are pretty regardless.
Thank you.
Have a great day, y'all. See everybody at Nerds. Thank you so much, Greggy. AMAC talking smack. I would love to see you in the Rumble just to show your stuff. You'll be redirected into Nerds. Check them out. Like their stream. Give them all the love and support that they need. NDF for life. Bye-bye, y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Boom Boom.